Hello everyone and welcome to VThrottle. So today we are going to take the test ride of India's, not just India's, but probably the world's fastest Royal Enfield Interceptor. And with me is the owner of the motorcycle, Mr. Abhinav Bhatt. He's a journalist and a multi-talented person, and we will be asking a few questions from him about his build, and let's see how this motorcycle rides after this interview.
Hi guys, I'm Abhinav. I love riding motorcycles. My day job is of a journalist, and over the weekends I like working on my motorcycles and I ride them. That's pretty much all there is to know about me.
Why did you choose Royal Enfield Interceptor 650?
Well, I wanted to buy a Triumph Street Twin, but then when I was about to book it, I got to know about this motorcycle. My friends, they rode this motorcycle in the US on a journalist test ride, and they gave me very good feedback on it. So I knew that this bike is going to be at least 3 times cheaper than a Street Twin on road. So I thought, let's just get the Interceptor. It's 70% of a Street Twin anyway.
What made you customize the Royal Enfield 650 only and not any other motorcycle in your stable?
Well, I usually ride pretty fast. I ride my Triumph Street Triple pretty fast, and I like to have a very stiff suspension. The Interceptor 650 has a very soft suspension, so all I wanted to do was fix the front end of the motorcycle. So one thing led to the other, and I first changed the suspension, then I realized I need to also change the wheels, and then I changed the exhaust, and it just started like that.
Tell us about the mods that you have done on the motorcycle.
Well, the very first thing that I wanted to change on the motorcycle was the suspension. So I changed the suspension to upside down forks. Then I got custom 17-inch wheels built for it because 17-inch has more tire options. I wanted sportier tires. Then a custom paint job. I worked on the engine. The brakes, I used the KTM Duke bi-brake caliper that comes from the KTM Duke 390. I put in a Brembo RCS 15 master cylinder. Things like that, Pirelli Diablo Rosso 2 tires. Then I put a 2-in-1 stainless steel full system exhaust on my motorcycle by SS Moto, which to me is the defining feature of this motorcycle. Then it has a Powertronic piggyback ECU on it. It has a quick shifter on it. It's custom tuned. It has a DNA stage 2 air filter on it, etc., etc. Small things.
So what mods have been done on the motorcycle to take it from 0 to 100 in 5 or even less seconds? And how were you able to achieve the top speed of 109?
To gain the maximum performance out of this motorcycle, first and foremost, this motorcycle is about 20 kilos lighter than a stock motorcycle because of all the weight that has come off it. So that really helps. Then I have a 14-tooth sprocket at the front instead of a 15-tooth sprocket. So it shortens the gearing, so initial acceleration helps. The motorcycle has smaller wheels, so that also, in a way helps it rotate faster. Then this motorcycle has a 2-in-1 full system exhaust coupled with, which has been dyno tuned. It has a Powertronic piggyback ECU. It has a quick shifter. It has a DNA stage 2 filter. So all of this ensure that my motorcycle puts out some 7 odd horsepower more at the rear wheel. So at the crank, if you extrapolate the figures, it will be at least 10 horsepower more. Then there's something special about the wiring of this motorcycle. On my motorcycle, Powertronic gave me a custom crank position sensor wire in the wiring. What that does is, the stock rev limit is 7,500 RPM on this motorcycle. My motorcycle is probably the only Interceptor in the country that can rev to 8,000 RPM, an extra 500 RPM before it hits the red line. So that is why I get the top end as well, and well, my initial acceleration, low end and mid range are pretty good on this bike.
Could you please take us through the seating position and the ergonomics of the motorcycle?
I find this motorcycle to be very, very, very comfortable because everything on this motorcycle came out of necessity. So I am used to riding sports bikes. My primary motorcycle before this was a Triumph Street Triple. So I like rear sets. I got custom rear sets on this motorcycle that I got from Thailand. I have a KTM Duke handlebar, which is a lot flatter and straighter than the Interceptor stock handlebar. The seat height is not very tall, 810 mm or so. So it has me in a canted forward position, which I prefer. I really like that. So it's a comfortable motorcycle.
And how is the handling of the motorcycle now after all those mods? Because you've changed the wheel size and obviously the engine is lower than the stock version now.
Yeah. So the center of gravity on the bike now sits lower. I get a lot more feedback from the front because of a lot of reasons. A, the handlebar is closer to the wheel, so it gives me direct feedback. The bike has rear sets, so it puts my weight forward. I have stiffer upside down forks on the bike. I have tires which are really good on the bike, which have a more rounded profile than the stock tires. I have Pirelli Diablo Rosso 2s. I have 17-inch rims on it, so the bike tips into a corner much faster and easier than the stock Interceptor, because the stock Interceptor can have a wallowy feel from the front end. This does not do that. It has a very direct feel from the front. Lots of confidence. And then when you have better braking systems, so this has a Brembo RCS 15 master cylinder. It has Brembo sintered brake pads, top of the line stuff. So and one more thing, my motorcycle doesn't even have ABS, because when I downsized the rims, I wasn't sure if the ABS calibration would work. So what I did was I just took off the ABS motor and I converted it into a direct line braking system. So very positive feedback. It stops on a dime.
How would you rate your build against the Triumph's Bonneville series? And what do you think is the best version of the motorcycle?
This motorcycle and the Street Twin, now if you're talking about my custom motorcycle, then it's a different genre completely. The Street Twin is a different genre completely. The Street Twin is a beautiful motorcycle. It rides so well. I only have fond memories of the Street Twin. On that motorcycle, I had one complaint, and one complaint only. The braking, it did not feel adequate. Other than that, I just absolutely loved that motorcycle. But it's a very calm motorcycle. It's a motorcycle for city riding, for touring, but you wouldn't want to ride it very enthusiastically. You can, but it's not the best bike suited for that purpose. So when I built this motorcycle, this is a lot more exciting than the Street Twin. The Street Twin has ride-by-wire, so the throttle feels a little dull. This has a cable-operated throttle, so it's a different kind of feel.
Plus the price difference.
There is of course a huge price difference. I think with all the modifications on this bike, the price would have probably come, the gap would have narrowed. But still, if I were to keep one motorcycle between the Street Twin and this motorcycle, I would keep this. And that is the reason why I sold my Street Twin, brand new Street Twin that I bought in 6 months.
Is this motorcycle practical enough?
What happens with a lot of builds in our country is, a lot of people have this misconception that if you've modified a motorcycle, it's not fit enough to be a daily. That's not the case, at least here. The suspension, even though it's stiffer than the stock Interceptor, it's still supple enough. A lot of people think that if you've modified a motorcycle, it's not fit enough to be your daily ride. That's not true. I used this motorcycle as my daily ride for a while after all the modifications on it. Even though the ground clearance is significantly lower because of the stiffer spring setup, the motorcycle does not scrape anywhere. You have to be slightly careful, yes, but it does not scrape anywhere. The motorcycle has a 2-in-1 exhaust on it, full system, no cat. So even though it's a screamer at high revs, at low revs, it doesn't even make any noise. It can easily at 2000, 3000 RPM, you wouldn't even come to know there's a motorcycle with an aftermarket exhaust that's passing you by. Now the motorcycle does not have ABS. A lot of people will probably say that, oh, that is the most stupid thing that you could have done. But no, I've not felt the need for ABS on this motorcycle at all ever since I've removed it. Then other things like, fuel economy. So even with my motorcycles making a lot more horsepower, it has wider tires, etc. I still, on a tank full of gas, I still do 240 kilometers. The range is that. So, and when you fill it up, you get about 11 liters in it, 11 liters. So that's a fuel economy of 22, 23.
And how much attention do you draw when you take this motorcycle onto the streets?
It can be a bit of an attention grabber, at least. So I have a lot of motorcyclist friends, and whenever I take this motorcycle and I park it anywhere where most motorcyclists come, it does draw attention more than any of my other motorcycles. This is the motorcycle that draws the most attention.
Okay, the last question would be, what if someone would like to do the modifications that you have done on your motorcycle? Whom should they contact?
First and foremost, I would say don't do it, because A, it's not legal. You will get in trouble with the cops one day or the other. B, remember something, if you really want to do this, my first advice to you is do not do it. My second advice to you is, if you want to do it, understand something. It will consume a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of money. If you are willing to put in that kind of commitment into the motorcycle, go for it, man. Just go for it. This motorcycle was built at Speedmonks Performance Center. Now, Speedmonks is a superbike workshop. They service motorcycles, they install aftermarket motorcycles, but they don't do any fabrication. They don't do any cutting and chopping and welding of that kind. Because they are such good friends of mine, they were able to, we were able to somehow take some time out every single day and work on this bike. It still took almost a year to perfect the motorcycle. Now, if you really want to do something like this, I would suggest, instead of trying everything on your own, just go to a reputed bike builder, let them handle it for you. It will be a lot easier. But if you really want to learn how to do it yourself. You will fail multiple times. It will drain you emotionally, mentally, financially. Financially the most, it will drain you financially, but you will just, when you look at your motorcycle, the finished product, the smile on your face will be worth it all.
Okay guys, so these were the questions those were there about this motorcycle, and thanks to Abhinav for sharing his experience of modifying the motorcycle and also giving us the motorcycle to ride. Thank you very much, and please stay there so that I can show you the video of my GoPro that I shot while riding this bike, and let's see how it feels on the road. So guys, that's it from both of us, and I will also put a link in the description below for his channel, and there is a lot to learn, and he'll be giving you every single detail of the motorcycle extremely soon, like soon as in sooner, and there you can actually find out the answers of the questions which you think that I couldn't ask from Abhinav, and we must thank him for the bike and for a small interview. And I hope you guys like the video. If you like it, make sure that you click on the thumbs up and share this video with your friends so that they can also know how to actually custom build a bike, and do subscribe if you are a first time viewer. Thank you for watching. So guys, now we are riding Abhinav's creation the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 custom built to his preferences, and this is good. So first of all, what we will do is we'll get the octane 97 in it, because as per Abhinav, when you have octane 97 in the tank, the motorcycle performance rises. So let's see. Let's find out how fast it goes from 0 to 100. So let's first talk about the chassis and the suspension unit. So the chassis is still the same, with the same double cradle, no modification done to it, but the major modification has been done on the front suspension. So the front suspension comes from Dominar. So suspension wise, the front suspension has been set or tuned as per Abhinav's weight, which is around 85 kilograms, and my weight is almost 10 kilograms more than Abhinav's. Despite that tuning, I felt this suspension as quite comfortable, because nowhere I felt like this was too stiff or too soft. So thumbs up to that. Now we'll talk about the brakes. So the ABS motor is not there in this motorcycle. It has been removed, and now the brake lines are direct. But also there's one more addition to it, and that is the brake caliper is from the KTM Duke 390, and the brake pads are Brembo sintered brake pads. Despite the removal of ABS motor from it, the braking is quite progressive, and it doesn't feel like there's too much bite on it. And I think most of the credit goes to the Brembo RCS master cylinder, because this works absolutely fine. I never felt like I'm riding something which can bite too hard and can jam my brakes. As shall I demonstrate. You see, brake bite is really progressive, and I wasn't scared pushing the brakes to the limits. And now we'll talk about the most important part, that is the engine. Engine is completely stock, but there are major changes to it. Few of them are wiring. The complete wiring is different. Okay, the engine is stock, but now you have Powertronics, which is from Race Dynamics, installed on it, which was given to Abhinav to do a thorough review and to test it. The Powertronic tuning box, or the piggyback ECU, which was given to Abhinav from Race Dynamics, and it has a custom map to it. Now, to complement the map, what they have done is they've also given a quick shifter on this motorcycle from Powertronics, which is an Indian made quick shifter, and I will leave a link in the description for Abhinav's complete video on it. Now the quick shifter and the Powertronics, along with the motorcycle wiring, complementing each other, gives a extremely good performance figure to the motorcycle. That means 0 to 100 around 5 seconds, and the top speed of 190, which I will not test, but I will leave the link in the description or somewhere up. Now, because of that Powertronic tuning box, we have increased horsepower and torque. So around 3 horsepower and 2 Newton meters, as per the figures given by Powertronics to Abhinav, and I felt that really good on this motorcycle. So now I'm riding on 6th gear at around 60 or 70, and there's no stress on the engine. So the response is aggressive but also sort of a mixture of aggressive and linear. So you never feel like there is less power or torque on this motorcycle. It feels absolutely brilliant, because I've ridden Bonnevilles in the past, the Triumph motorcycles in the past, and if you compare this motorcycle to them, I think I will give my vote on this. Also, there's one major change to the engine, and that is this exhaust system, which is crackling as soon as you leave the throttle. Now, this exhaust is almost 11 kilograms lighter than the stock setup, which gives you better power to weight ratio and torque to weight ratio. Along with that, the free flow will also increase some amount of torque and horsepower, which is clearly shown, and this sounds amazing. This motorcycle is eagerly doing 140, 150 without any problem. Now if I talk about the quick shifter is really smooth. It's quite sensitive, and as soon as you upshift, the quick shifter response is so crisp that you'll fall in love with this. As now I shall demonstrate fifth, fourth, and even third gear. I'm on third gear right now, and this is so effortless shit. One thing I missed is that it has a DNA free flow air filter. Now what that does is it will give you maximum amount of air. So every single pony is being used on this motorcycle, from every single drop of petrol or gasoline. And this sounds great too. The wheel rims on this motorcycle have been imported from Taiwan, of 17 inches. Earlier on the stock setup it is 18, but on this it is 17 inches. Now these are custom made. Also the tires on this are Pirelli Rosso 2. Because of all that, the wheel rotation is less and you get much more acceleration. And addition to that, there is also this front sprocket is one tooth down. So this sprocket complements the wheel for quicker response and better acceleration of the motorcycle, and that makes this bike completely insane. So all of these modifications actually work in a way to give this a 0 to 100 in around 5 seconds. So now let's talk about the seat and the ergonomics of the motorcycle. The foot pegs are also imported, and now the way I'm sitting is quite a sporty position but still commanding, and the handlebar is from KTM Duke 390. Now despite a front biased or a forward biased riding posture, I do not feel uncomfortable on it, although it's a bit aggressive, but this allows you to handle your motorcycle in a better way. And the corners are good. The seat on this motorcycle is from Royal Enfield. It's a touring seat, and no such complaints. Might be a little bit stiff for me because I'm overweight. Here comes the corner. So this was just a demonstration. I could have done more than 100, which was there on the last corner, but this was just to tell you that the bike has become sweeter because this is front forward biased. You have more control over the front wheel, and there you go. So now what's my take on it? This so you see, the torque is everywhere on the motorcycle, and when you want to ride it in a relaxed manner, yes, it will behave. And if you want to open the throttle wide, this is how it reacts. And the braking is good, the suspension is good. So this is one of the most perfect custom builds I have ever seen in my life. Extremely good job by Abhinav Bhatt and Speedmonks. And the quick shifter, boy, that works really well, and it is addictive. So that's it from my side, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If not, please give a feedback, and if you did, make sure you click on the thumbs icon, share the video and subscribe so I can get more videos to you as per your likings.